Recording in progress.
Right. So, hello everyone. I think we are live. So, just waiting for your comments in the chat box just to see if my audio and video is good so that we can start the session. So, please, all of you, just let me know in the chat box if everything is good to go. Okay. So, I think we'll start. So, hello and good evening, everyone. This will be a very brief session on helping you move forward in the preparation phase for the NEET SS medical group and the INI exams. So, good evening, Dr. Dakshani, Dr. Aishwarya, Dr. Uh, Surab, Dr. Vishwadev. Good evening. So, I'll not take much of your time, and this will be a very precise session. And I think we'll start. Okay. So, any queries that you have got, you can just type in the chat box. So, I've got certain points to convey with you. And once I'm done with that, I'll be taking the questions in the chat box as well. Okay. Right. So, if at all, you know, you are not added into any of our academic WhatsApp groups, please feel free to contact me. You can send me a message in my Instagram page. DocTutorials, we have got dedicated WhatsApp academic groups for the individual super specialities. So if you are a candidate preparing for NEET SS or INISS, I would strongly recommend you to be in these WhatsApp groups because we do conduct academic discussions in these WhatsApp groups. So if you have not yet been added to any of these groups, you can message me in Instagram as well. Okay, this is the QR code of my academic Instagram page. Now, let's start. So the first thing is, I'm sure that for those of you preparing for the NEET and INI, the first question that you will have in mind is how to start. Okay, so I'm just going to address how to start. So the point I want to address first of all is that whether you're planning for NEET SS or INI, or you want to give a shot for both these exams, step number one is to familiarize with the exam pattern. And the exam pattern for the NEET and INI, they are quite different. And I'm sure that those of you attending this session, they already know that for the NEET SS, for the NEET SS medical group exam, NEET SS medical group exam, you have got 150 MCQs, 150 questions from the entire general medicine, that is the current exam pattern. And for the INI exams, you've got 80 questions, 80 questions. And out of these 80 questions, around 55 questions approximately come from the general medicine part, from the corresponding super specialty part. For example, if you're giving the neuro paper, around 55 questions approximately, because nowhere is it given like it will be 55, not even in the prospectus, but the pattern over the last few years, if you see, approximately 55 questions come from the corresponding super specialty paper, and around 25 questions come from the general medicine as well. So it's 55, 25. And yes, you might have a few questions from the biostatistics as well in this 80 questions as well. Okay. So the first thing I want you to familiarize is with the exam pattern, NEET SS and INISS. Now you might ask me, sir, how to get familiarized? Now what I would suggest you is you please first go through the recall videos. Even before you have started your preparation, I would strongly suggest that you go through the recall videos. This will help you understand the type of questions that are being asked. Let me first talk about NEET SS and then I'll talk about INI. First, coming to NEET SS. Look at this. This distribution is it's not the NEET's prospectus wala subject division. You don't have such sort of a topic division in the prospectus, but based on the recent NEET's, that is the NEET's 2024 paper, I am just telling you this is the rough distribution of questions from the various super specialties. Okay, so you can see that approximately 11 questions came from the neurology, 27 questions came from gastroenterology, so quite a good number of questions from gastro. Endocrinology and metabolism with nutrition had around 19 questions. Hematology and immunology, 8 questions. Infectious diseases, around 16 questions. Cardiology, 12 questions. Nephrology, 7 questions. Rheumatology, please note, had 24 questions. And please note that the number of questions asked from rheumatology was more than neurology this time, was more than cardiology this time. You can see almost double the number of cardiology or neurology questions came from rheumatology. Respiratory medicine, around 5, oncology, 8, toxicology, basic medicine, that is your miscellaneous topics, plus biostatistics had around 13 questions as well. So what am I trying to tell you? Am I trying to tell you that this is the weightage that you are going to face for the upcoming NEET tests? Well, not that. Because if you look at the previous stats as well, this is the subject wise or the super specialty wise distribution of questions for the NEET tests paper for 2022 and 2023. So you can compare the 3 years. You can see that it keeps on changing. You can see in 2022, 19 questions came from neuro, 2023, 21. But when it came to 2024, there was a drop. Only 11 questions came from neuro. But again, you can see that certain other topics, let's take rheumatology, only 9 questions in 2022 and 2023. But you can see almost 24 questions came from the rheumatology and immunology. So what am I trying to tell you? I am trying to tell you that in case of NEET tests, you do not have a fixed topic distribution. Okay, so it can keep on varying. So what you have to do is that when you prepare, you cannot neglect a system. Now, if you look at the stats of 2022 and 2023, and if you had neglected the rheumatology part for your 2024 paper, you would have been surprised to see almost 24 questions from rheumatology. That is what I tell you. Please do not underestimate any particular subspecialty for the NEET SS paper. And another thing I want to tell you is NEET SS pattern is very unpredictable, not only in the distribution of questions from the various super specialties, even for the difficulty level of questions, you can have variations. And I'm sure that anybody preparing for NEET tests would ask me, sir, is Harrison enough? Is a Harrison based learning enough? We are watching lectures, but we want to know when you practice question bank, should we retrospectively go to Harrison? Now, if you ask me, is NEET tests a predominant Harrison based paper? My answer would be, look, if you look at the very recent NEET tests paper, I would not say that it was a Pakka Harrison based paper. No. But if you look through the last few years, you can definitely see some papers wherein the questions, including the options, were directly framed from Harrison. So what I'm again coming to the point is that NEET tests pattern is quite unpredictable. You can have papers where questions are more or less framed from Harrison to papers where you are quite sure that it is not a question paper directly framed from Harrison. So you'll have to prepare for all sorts of the exam level toughness. That is what I want to tell you. So that is what I want to tell you about the familiarization with the exam pattern of NEET tests. But again, please go through the videos. Recall videos are available in the DocTutorials app. So the step number 1, I want all of you to go through the last 3-year recall videos. NEET tests 2024, 2023 and 2022 recall videos. Even the videos before that is also available. But as step number 1, I want you to go through these 3 recall videos so that you can get an understanding of the level of toughness of NEET tests over the years and an approximate idea on the level of level of the range of questions, whether it is more scenario based, image based, you will get an idea. Because if you look at NEET SS 2023, I think very good number of image based questions were there, even compared to NEET SS 2024. So it keeps on changing. Okay, right. Next is about the INI pattern. Okay, INI. Now, INI in comparison to NEET is relatively more predictable. When you look at the previous year questions, you will get a fair enough idea on how to prepare. That is what I want to tell you upfront. Because if I am asked to write one exam with confidence, I'll be very honest, it will be INI. Because INI is more predictable. If you are aiming for INI neurology, if you just go through my recall videos, look, I have uploaded recall videos from 2021 onwards in the app. So when you go through the recall videos, every year you will have 2 sessions, you will get a fair enough understanding. And in INI, you might get even direct repeats as well. I've seen papers where there are direct repeats, papers where there are indirect repeats as well. So for INI as well, please go through the previous year questions and be familiar with the type of questions being asked, right? Okay, so that is my step number 1, to familiarize with the exam pattern. Step number 2 is to plan and prioritize resources. Now this is very, very important. What I am trying to tell you now is, I think, something very unique in comparison to your NEET PG preparation. So why am I comparing this to NEET PG? Now if you compare a NEET PG exam versus an exam like NEET SS, okay, or INI SS, I'm sure that for your NEET PG or even INI CT preparation, you almost gave a full-fledged preparation, right, for the exam. But when it comes to the NEET SS and INI SS, I'm quite sure that only very less candidates will have a very full-fledged preparation for the exam. Okay, at least for a longer phase of time. Maybe closer to the exam, people do take leave from work and devote full time for preparation. But here, planning and prioritizing is important. In case of NEET PG INI CT, you had time at your disposal, you had lots of time. All you had to do was to put genuine effort. But I'm sure for those preparing for NEET SS and INI SS, you are at a phase of life where you might have to work to earn your living. You will have to practice. So you're quite busy in life as well. Now, for you, I think planning and prioritizing is very, very important. Now, how to plan and prioritize resources? What do I mean by that? I'll tell you. Now, for any candidate preparing for NEET SS or INI SS, what are the sources of preparation? Let's see that. Number one, if you're following the app, okay, video lectures. I'm just taking an example of the resources that we have in DocTutorials app, just for a comparison. Number one, video lectures are there. Now, if you look at the DocTutorials app, the video lectures, you have got the main videos, the QRP or the quick revision program sessions, the test and discussion videos, which are the MCQ discussion videos, and the Harrison videos. Harrison videos, matlab the tables and flowchart videos of the important, Harrison tables and flowcharts. So these video lectures are there. Now, will everyone be able to complete all these? No. I have taken the interview of the NEET SS toppers, INI SS toppers. What I found, that the toppers means it's not just about those who are scoring, top 10 ranks alone. Those who have got a good rank, what they do is that they select the resources according to the time that they have in mind, they have in hand. For example, you have got good amount of time for your preparation. Say daily you are able to spend around 6 hours for your preparation. For such a candidate, you can start off with the main videos because you have got time at your disposal. So you can start with the main videos, you can finish the main videos, you can revise it a couple of times. Yes, you have got time. But what if you have got a busy practice? In that case, what I would suggest is that you go through the QRP, that is the quick revision program videos, which are more concise, crisp videos of each subject. Now that would actually save a lot of time. And in case, there are a few topics where you are finding the topic tough with the revision video alone, that particular topic you can go to the main videos. Thereby you can actually save time. But suppose, you've just completed your MD or DNB. So you are good in your theory. Okay, now you're not so good in with MCQs. So you're looking out for some good MCQ practice as well. Yes, I'll come to the Q bank, but again, you've got test and discussion videos in the DocTutorials app. So every year, we conduct the elite MCQ discussions or the elite test and discussion sessions in the DocTutorials app every year with a new set of questions, and every year the videos are uploaded into the app. So if you look at the DocTutorials app right now, you will see that the last few years MCQ discussion videos of each super specialty subject is there. If you look at neurology, you will look through my MCQ discussion videos over the last few years. So if you're looking at, watching those videos, I think they are of, high yield, because all those questions we have put ourselves. Like I've done it for neurology, Dr. Karthik for endocrinology, Dr. Niyasar for infectious diseases. So you can go through these MCQ discussion videos as well. At the same time, if you want to go through the Harrison tables and flowchart videos, you can go through that. But it's all about prioritizing. So, if you are random in your preparation, the common mistake that happens is that, okay, you feel that you want to go for a full-fledged preparation. And then what happens is that you go for a random preparation. It's like you learn some rheumatoid today, some pulmo tomorrow. But at the end of 2 months, if I ask you what have you completed over the last 2 months, you will not be able to tell me like what percentage of the total topics you have finished, because your preparation has been random. Because many a times candidates wait for the official notification to start a serious preparation, which is a big mistake. You should start your preparation right now. Okay. Now, next point I want to tell you is about the Q bank. Now, Q bank is something that you should be aggressively doing. I just had a interview a few weeks back with the two INI toppers, one of the AIMS merit list and one of the common merit list. And do you know what? When I took interview of Dr. Mathu, she told me that she had done the Q bank 3 times. 3 times. I asked what percentage of Q bank. 100% of the question bank she has done, and she has reviewed it again 2 times. So all in all, she has done the Q bank 3 times, and the same goes with Pratiksha as well, who's another INI topper. So you will have to aggressively go through the Q bank. Now, when you look at the DocTutorials Q bank, you will see that we have got one section of the Q bank which is mainly based on Harrison, that is Harrison based, and another section of the Q bank which is based on the super specialty book. Okay, based on the super specialty book. Now, if you're preparing for NEET SS medical group, you first try to finish the Harrison based questions, and then based on the time you have got, you can go to the other one as well. But this is a must. Doing the Harrison based MCQs, this is a must. Okay. Now, Q bank you have to do aggressively. Then coming to grand test. Now, this is important. Now, again, I'm sure that you would have heard this during your NEET PG days as well. What is the best time to do a grand test? Today. Do not think that you will start attempting grand test after you have done with a few systems. No, please start today. Try to understand from where you are starting, so that the grand test is not just for a self-assessment, it's also for a progress tracking. You can track your own progress by the grand test that you're giving. So I would suggest that every 2 weeks or so you can give grand test. That is what I would suggest. Now, next is something I want to stress maximum. Now, see, when you look at the NEET SS medical group and INI preparation, most of the candidates prepare with DocTutorials for the prime reason that there is a structure in place. So what do I mean by that? See, we all have resources, but is it all about resources? No, it is about using the resources in a structured manner. So this time, when you prepare for the NEET SS or INI SS, I have got certain suggestions for you. Number one is that you should religiously follow the mini test. Now, the mini test, if you look at the last year NEET SS toppers, almost everyone who got a decent rank, they have given the mini test. Almost everyone. And I've had candidates, like telling me that mini tests were like an addiction. It's just 10 MCQs. That's why they are called mini test. It's not, the longer format exams, which we obviously have got, but these are mini tests. Now, the mini test for the upcoming NEET SS will be your phase 1 of preparation. So what do I mean by that? See, look at the mini test. The NEET SS 2025 Medical Group Test Series schedule with 45 mini tests, and it's just 10 questions to be answered in 10 minutes. Okay, so you'll have 45 such mini tests which will be spanning over 3 months. So in 3 months, I want all of you to finish your phase 1 of preparation. We have just started the exams on the 2nd of July. So in case you have not started attending, please do attend. This is a must attend. You can just go through any topper interview. We have got in the DocTutorials YouTube channel mini test they have given religiously because their study schedule was based on the mini test. So you have to give the mini test. And if you ask me, sir, what is so special about mini test? Do you claim that you will have this much of strike rate from mini test? I don't have any such claims. But what I would claim is that this will give you a direction. Because see, medicine is vast. How can I guess, which question is coming? I cannot also guess. But what I can tell you is that we can give you a direction. We can give you targets. We can tell you, look, you've got 90 days. There are 45 exams. You finish phase 1 of your preparation at the end of these 90 days. That is what we expect you to do. If you are waiting for the NEET SS medical group notification to start your preparation, you are in the wrong path. That's not the way to do it. Because just like NEET PG, for NEET SS as well, the exam dates, no one can guess. If you ask me, sir, when is NEET SS? I don't know. I'm almost sure that even they do not know right now. Okay, so it all happens over just a few months. So there is a sudden notification, then the prospectus comes. So that's what happens every year, and that's the drama that I've been seeing from the national board over the last several years, because I've been teaching students for last several years. So that is what I want to tell you. Don't wait for the official notification. So this mini test should be your phase 1 of preparation. You will also have grand test, 16 grand test, and the entire schedule is already rolled out. If you are not there in the WhatsApp groups, please do join the WhatsApp groups. We have already said the entire schedule from the first exam till the last exam, which happens after 90 days. The entire schedule has been laid down so that you can plan properly. That is what I was telling you. We have got a properly structured program so that you can plan accordingly. Okay, so that is what I want to tell you. Now, once the phase 1 is done, okay, at the end of 3 months. Now, what is the advantage of these mini tests? Not only for the NEET SS medical group aspirants, even for the INI aspirants, this would help, because even for INI, it is 55 plus 25. So you will have 25 questions from general medicine. And do you think that these questions are going to be very simple questions? No, sometimes they can be very much rank deciding. So what I want to tell you is that do not neglect the value of these 25 questions. Even if you are preparing for INI, go according to the schedule so that the medicine part will be complete. So July, August, September, you are done with this. Okay, the medicine preparation is done. Even if you are preparing for medical group, yes, phase 1 of your preparation is done. Now you might ask me, so what about phase 2? Once we are done with July, August, September, then how to move forward? That is when the elite test will start. The elite test and discussion season 5. We are already done with up to season 4. We'll start with season 5. You might ask me, so what is the difference between mini test and elite test? The difference is that elite tests are not just test alone. It will be followed by video discussions. So it is basically, again, every subject, say for example, cardiology will be divided into 3 or 4 modules, and you will be having exams, the questions being framed by the corresponding subject specialist. You will have an exam. This exam will be followed by video discussion as well, right? So that is elite season 5. We'll have that. Again, it will be a properly structured one. We'll be giving you the entire schedule right from the first exam till the last exam. Now, if you ask me, is the schedule for the elite season 5 already out? No. Why is it not out? Because we are just looking at the dates for the NEET SS as well. Once we get a firm idea on that, we'll roll out the entire schedule. But as of now, what we have in front of you is the schedule for July, August, and September, and what you should complete in these 3 months. Immediately after that, we'll start with elite test and discussion. How we will space the elite exams, how frequent will be the elite exams, will depend on the NEET SS probable date as well. Okay, so I can see, a comment by a student, when will the exam be conducted? I'll be very honest, I have got absolutely no idea. And I say that statement with responsibility because I've seen that over the last few years, the exam dates have been so erratic and so random. So, what I would request you is that you start your serious preparation right now, okay? So that, if the exam is pushed to another date, okay, then you should only consider that you've got time for additional rounds of revision. That's what you should be aiming at. Anyway, phase one is mini test. So this mini test will be open for the QBank test series subscribers, but the Elite season 5 will be open for only the full course subscribers. That is the video course, because this time, we are doing some elaborate video discussions as well for the Elite MCQs season 5. Okay, right. Now, a couple of commonly asked queries by candidates. Number one, I'm reading Harrison well for my MD/DNB exams. Is it an advantage? Definitely yes, but make sure that you give yourself enough match practice, which means MCQ. If you are a resident and if you're thinking, can I crack in first attempt? Sir, I get very less time for watching videos. What I would suggest is at least watch the QRP videos and LI test and discussion videos. If you're so busy, the ideal thing is watch the entire set of videos. But if time is less, you go for the shorter version of the videos and then practice MCQs. As I said, you will have QBank in two sections: the general medicine fundamentals, which are based on the Harrison, and then you will have questions based on the super specialty book as well. Next, is it a must to read super specialty textbooks? It is not a must for NEET SS, but for INI, yes, you can definitely expect questions from it. If you ask me, so sir, do you mean that we should go through all these? No, it is a part of the INI video lectures that we have got, because almost everything has been covered in that, and whatever extra is there, or maybe addition changes are there, will be coming up with updates as well. And it will also be good if you can at least go through the flow charts and high yield tables in the super specialty textbooks for INI. But again, most of it would be covered in the INI main videos as well as the INI QRP. Please understand that the INI QRP is separate from that of the NEET SS QRP. I have recorded a separate NEET SS QRP for the NEET SS medical group, and I have also recorded a INI QRP for the candidates preparing for INI. Now, many students have messaged me, sir, should we wait for the Harrison new edition to be released so that we can start our preparation? If you're thinking in those lines, you are absolutely in the wrong direction, because the best day to start your preparation is right today. Because what is the point in waiting for the next edition of Harrison? Look, if you're looking at the latest guidelines, all of that is incorporated in the lectures. And every time there is a recent update, we keep modifying the lectures. And once the Harrison new edition is out, definitely we'll be recording some new videos. But if at all there are modifications, that will be in relation to the guideline changes, and we'll update you which all videos we have made additions. Okay, so some videos, which are mostly factual, we'll retain. But if at all, some new info is there in the Harrison 22nd edition, we'll definitely be incorporating that into our video lectures as well. Okay, so, but again, I would strongly urge all of you to be in our WhatsApp groups. Maybe, during NEET PG, even to my NEET PG students, I tell them, all these WhatsApp groups are a distraction. But for NEET SS, I tell them that you be in the WhatsApp groups, because see, at this age, it is sometimes difficult to stay motivated. And every topper that I've talked to for the NEET SS or be the INI, they've tremendously benefited by the discussions that we have had in the WhatsApp groups. At least you get to have an idea of the candidates who are preparing and the people who are giving the exam, the level of knowledge that they have, and that will actually motivate you as well, to study well. Okay, right. Now, again, many candidates are there who have done their MD or DNB in pediatrics, or even other branches, and how's my chance in the medical group. Now this all depends on your effort and dedication. It is going to be extremely difficult, but it is definitely possible. I repeat, it's going to be extremely difficult, but it is definitely possible. I've had candidates, I can even name, I think Dr. Aishwarya. She was from a pediatric background. She was our student. She got All India fourth rank. All India fourth rank a couple of years back. So it is all possible, but it depends on the effort and dedication that you put. If you are working, if you are only able to spend 2 to 3 hours a day, then again you will have difficulties. So it all depends on the time that you can put for a dedicated preparation. That is what matters. Okay, so for you, I think a retrospective reading of Harrison would help, because sometimes directly reading Harrison might be difficult for you, because many a times you will have to imagine scenarios, because the kind of exposure in pediatrics is quite different from that of medicine. But again, what I would suggest for you is a retrospective reading of Harrison. Like from the MCQs, you can go back to Harrison as well. Okay, right. Then for those from other branches like peds or patho, you can practice clinical scenario based questions, more of scenario based questions, so that you can you shall be at ease in comparison to your medicine counterparts, who might find this a lot easier as well. So you'll have to give yourself a lot of practice as well. Okay, so this is what I want to tell you. The summary of what I wanted to convey was, uh, look, you start your preparation right now. Okay, and please give INI a serious preparation. Even if you genuinely want to go for NEET SS, I think INI should be the first target. The reason being that you're sure that the exam will happen. NEET SS, you don't know. For the NEET SS 2024 exam that was conducted in NEET SS to, in the year 2025. Now it will be very embarrassing for the national board if they conduct 2025 now in 2026, and this will become a norm. So it's quite a strange scenario. But again, what I want to tell you is, let's not focus on things that are not under our control. You have got an INI exam that is coming up, so I think that is what your first target should be. And if you are there in our WhatsApp groups, if you are there watching our lectures, the QRP videos, the Harrison's tables and flowchart videos, I think you will be able to crack it. And because the content I think is more than enough that has been provided. But I think the major challenge in front of you is not having a resource. It's on how you plan and prioritize your resources, because I've seen candidates going totally random with their preparation, and the final phase, which is the revision phase, becoming extremely difficult. So if you're preparing for INI also, you will have to make sure that you watch the video lectures. For example, if you're preparing for neuro or endocrine, if you're preparing for neuro, you watch my lectures, you revise it 2 to 3 times. Because again, I'll quote the example of Dr. Madhu. She said that she has watched these videos multiple times. Even the revision video, she watched it twice. So you will have to go through the content multiple times. So revision is something that you should not be neglecting, is what I would want to say. So uh, so I can see one question. What about those who are in their post graduation but have not read Harrison nicely, or cover to cover? See, that is okay. That is okay. No problem. As I said, do you think that every NEET SS topper is someone who has read Harrison cover to cover? No. It's that the resources that are provided to you in the app as well, it is more than sufficient. So if I am teaching something, say based on stroke, it is almost every important point in Harrison I have covered, plus an additional points what you should be knowing also I would have covered. So I think that is more than enough, is what I want to tell you. So rest of the discussions we'll be having in the academic WhatsApp groups. I don't want to make this a lengthy session, but again, please start today. Please do not delay your preparation. All of us will be there to guide you forward, and we'll be discussing some questions all in the groups as well. Again, a couple of queries more I can take. So Tanushri is asking, if we are not able to read Harrison well in residency, can we still crack exam? Should we read Harrison retrograde now? So Tanushri, as I said, if you are following the lectures, I'll just tell you one simple example. If you watch my Elite test and discussion videos over the last 4 years that I've done, which are already there in the app, I can strongly vouch that at least 60 percentage to 70 percentage of core contents I've already covered in that Elite MCQ discussion videos. Even without watching the main videos, if you have a decent level of understanding, you will be able to, cover 60 to 70% content in the Elite MCQ discussion videos. So even if you have not covered, in great detail, you can still cover it. Okay, right. So Tanusri, it is definitely possible. The next candidate is asking, should we read leukemias for medical group SS exam? Last time, no questions came from leukemia in medical group. So you cannot say that with guarantee. Many people had, doubt whether they should learn oncology, whether they should learn pulmonology. I showed you, even in the current NEET SS paper, you just see. Okay, many people asked me, sir, anyway, respiratory medicine, there is a separate group. So should we learn respiratory medicine? Can we skip? But yes, you had 5 questions. For oncology, there is a separate group. Can we skip? I said no. Still 8 questions came. That is what I want to tell you. Okay, right. So Dr. Ramcharan is asking, any group for INISS medical gastro? Yes, we have got groups for INISS medical gastro as well. What you can do is you can inbox me in Instagram. I'll be sending you the link of our NEET SS group. From there, we'll be putting the links of the individual subspecialty groups as well. Okay, right. Then Dr. Faru is asking, completed MD 7 years back, want to get into SS. See, I think it is definitely possible. Again, I say that it is going to be extremely difficult, but it is definitely possible. I've seen many candidates, who have done well in the NEET SS after taking a long break. I think, maybe much more than the break that you have got. I still remember even during my residency days, I had colleagues who were at least 10, 12 years senior to me, but they gave the exam a serious preparation, and they have cracked it as well. So that is okay. It all depends on the time that you have in hand. You will have to put extra effort, and maybe a bit more effort than what a medicine resident would put right now, a freshly passed medicine resident would put. But again, it is definitely possible. Okay, so somebody is asking how to go about with the mini test series. The entire schedule has been put in the group. Look at the schedule, prepare from the video lectures. If you have time, main video lectures. Shortage of time, QRP plus QBank. QBank is must. QBank is must. But along with that, should you watch main videos or QRP videos, depends on the time that you have in hand. Okay. So Dr. Amira is asking how many months to keep apart for revision. I think the more the number of revision, it is always good. I think, at least 2 rounds of revision, I think you will have to do to get a good top rank. Okay. Right. Like before and after the mini test, what should be the target or complete, how to plan other resources. So basically, mini test is basically, though it's just about 10 MCQs, it's basically going to give you the direction. So you finish your topics according to the mini test. And mind you, suppose, you have not prepared for a particular mini test, you were busy with something, or you had some duties, or you couldn't prepare. Even then, just give the exam. Make it a habit. I think it was NEET SS rank 11 or 12. I just forgot. In the interview, that candidate told me that for her, mini test was like, an addiction. She wanted to give mini test every day. And I still remember there was one particular day where the mini test timing got a bit shifted. And this candidate was asking, why is there no test today? I prepared for this test. It again goes to show that, the candidate was so eager to give these mini tests. So you will have to give it like a habit. Okay. Okay. So Dr. Alauddin is asking, switching to DocTutorials completely now. I think you can rely completely on the DocTutorials because, as I said, it's a structured course. I think which is why most candidates prefer Doc for NEET SS. It's not just because of the lectures alone, but along with the lectures, I think there is a proper structure in place with these exams, and not random exams, but in a structured manner, so that you can plan your preparation in a proper time schedule. Okay, right. Shashwat is asking query regarding QBank, all explanations to be read thoroughly. So if you look at the QBank, most of them questions, we have taken directly from the textbook. And this is just to force you to retrospectively go to the textbook again. Okay, so you go through the explanations as much as possible. As I said, it all depends on the time that you have got in hand. If you have got less time, again, you will have limitations, but all depends on the time that you have got in hand. Okay, right. Are test and discussion videos available for test series subscription in DocTutorials? It was in the previous year, but not this from this academic section. Since it has got elaborate videos, it will be available only for the full video pack. But again, you can upgrade if you are a QBank test series subscriber. You can upgrade to the NEET SS medical group as well, the full video. Okay. So Faru is asking, kindly mention tech team number in our WhatsApp group. Definitely yes. Okay, so I got it. So I think I'll just actually mention who the tech person is, so that in the WhatsApp group itself, so that you can just ask the particular query to that person. Okay, Shreya, regarding your query, I think you can ask somebody in the group, in the doc tutorials concerned person will be in the group, and once you have joined the group, I think they'll be guiding you regarding that. Okay. Um, Ranora is asking how to deal with bad ranks in GTs. I'll tell you, GT is it's just a reflection of your progress. Even if your rank or score is too bad in the initial GTs that you have got, please try to have progress. Again, I'll quote the example of one of my students, Dr. Aishwarya. She was from a pediatric background preparing for the medical group a few years, I think a couple of years back. When she initially gave the exams, her scores or ranks were not at all satisfactory, but she gave every exam in doc tutorial she had given, and she had got an all India rank of 4, okay, from a pediatric background as well. Okay, so Shashwat is asking, when will the new QRP videos be uploaded? So we are waiting for the Harrison, the new edition as well. Meanwhile, we'll be making some new updates in the QRP videos. So every time we are uploading a new video, you will be notified. You will receive an app notification, as well as in the group we'll be updating you on the changes that we actually make. Okay, so that's it. I think we'll wind up the session. So please, let's start this journey together. And I want all of you to give every mini test. Whatever be your schedule, you will have to find time. You will have to find 10 minutes for the next 3 months, every alternate day, to give this mini test. And your schedule, your study schedule, should be according to the mini test. That is what I want to tell you. Okay. Right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And if you're watching this session later, again, you can join our WhatsApp groups, and you can even text me personally, so that I can reply to your queries as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And with consistent effort, I'm sure that all of you will be able to achieve your dream institute and the dream branch. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.